Version 9 introduces some great new CAD features. As you can see, I have two arcs in my drawing here. With version 9.0, we now have the ability to fillet a line to an arc as well as an arc to another arc. Now, all we have to do is go to the Join menu, and before we go any further though, let me explain some of the changes that have been made to this menu. First, the old Connect tool has been renamed to Consolidate. It hasn't changed in any other way. Next, we have the new Connect tool. This tool will now join two perpendicular lines with a 0-inch fillet to create a single corner connection. Now, that's all for those changes, so let's go ahead and select the fillet tool. You can see that I have a 5-inch radius set for this, and all I have to do now is click on the first arc, and then the second arc, and voila! I now have these arcs joined together. You can see that each arc in this set is its own independent element. Version 9 has a whole slew of general features that have been added throughout the program. Let's go through those now. First, I can show you here at the splash screen that the unit type and precision buttons have been simplified quite a bit. First off, all we have to do is click on the unit type and it will change to the other type. Next, when we click on the precision, a menu will pop up allowing us to select the various precisions for that available type. Next up, we move over to the system preferences. Here we can see the Include Banding and Overall Part Size, which has been renamed to Include Banding and Cut List Part Size to more accurately reflect what it's doing. From here you can see the new Lights tab. If we click on it, you can see the new options that allow us to control how the automatic light schedule works, as well as the general lighting for layout, assembly, and part levels. Skipping into a job will allow me to show you some of the new features dealing with the SketchUp model import. Starting with Cabinet Vision version 9, you will have the ability to insert SketchUp version 2014 models into Cabinet Vision. On top of that, you should now notice that there's a new Advanced button. Right now you can see that this model is just one solid part. If I needed to rotate a single piece in the model, I would have to do that in SketchUp and then re-import it. Now we can click on the Advanced button and see that not only can I separate the object by components and layers, I can separate them by material types as well as colors. For this model, items were given front materials, so let me select that and click OK. Excellent, now I can go through and assign different parts to each item in the model for greater control of it inside of Cabinet Vision Solid. Next up on our list, we're going to move back to the splash screen to check out how the new list views work in version 9. Now we're looking at the part catalog, which has been redesigned for version 9. You can see the new list view here on the right. What I want to do is show off a cool new feature that allows you to more easily enter data into Cabinet Vision. As an example, let's say for several of my parts, I need to specify that the labor setup for them is 10 minutes. Before, we would have to enter those values in a whole lot. With version 9, we can enter the value we want in the first cell, then use our mouse to click in the right corner of the field and drag it down all the way to cover all of the fields that I want to have the same number in. Once I release my mouse, Cabinet Vision will prompt me as to whether or not I want to do this, which I do, and when I click yes, all of those fields will be updated. If you have Cabinet Vision Ultimate, you know about the CAD shaping tools. If not, you can see that the toolset I have here allows me a whole lot of control and power for shaping. Starting with version 9, every area of the program has these, save the door catalog. On top of all of that, it's not just for Ultimate users anymore. This capability is available to all levels of the program. Before I go anywhere else, I can also show you a new usability feature for parts. Let's go to the assembly view to see this. Now that we're here, let's click on the unfinished back where I placed an equation on earlier, while no one was looking. You can see that the length field has an equation symbol on it. When I click on that, I can see the equation that is being used. So as of version 9, any cell that has a symbol next to it, you know is being driven by a user-modified equation, including user-created standards. Now let's say that we have this cabinet all done up the way we want and we want to save it to our library. This would allow me to show you the next feature. So let me get to the plan view and save this cabinet. And here it is. If you don't see it, it's right here. As we set finish overrides on this cabinet, we can now preserve those changes as well as all the ones we had before, like height, depth, etc. The last new general feature that I want to show you is the new colada export. What is a colada? Well, in this case, it's not a delicious pineapple and coconut drink that has been frozen. Nope, it's a file type that allows you to use third-party rendering engines to render out your work that's been done in Cabinet Vision. All we have to do is go to the 3D view, any 3D view really, and go to Utilities, and we can see the new button right here. Now, while that's the last one I can show you, there's a couple of other features that don't really translate well in video form. So let's go over those now. First, we addressed some consistency issues that were happening with how part sizes react to edge banding. You can now expect parts to all function the same way when edge banding is applied to them. Next, as you could see while we were going through all of these features, the whole UI has been refreshed with new buttons. On top of that, we reworked the room level's rendering capabilities to increase redraw and rendering speeds to save you extra time. And finally, we did some extra work to photo vision to improve how colors are represented on your monitor. Now I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the new features of Cabinet Vision Solid version 9.0. If you need any additional information, please visit us at www.cabinetvision.com to learn more about Cabinet Vision.